Here's 5 dead simple things anybody can do that literally took me from working in a coffee shop for minimum wage to earning my first $1 million in just 3 years. Hang with me, let's go. Hey, what's up my friend? My name is Keala, Kanae, and in case you are new to my channel, I'm an entrepreneur who got started while working in a coffee shop for minimum wage, and I've gone on now to create multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses. My primary business doing about $75 million in sales over the last 5 years or so, and I say all of that not to impress you, but to express to you that everything that I'm sharing here on my channel comes from real world applied knowledge of the things that have helped me create those results, and I share them in hopes that they help you create similar results as well. With that said, in this video, we're gonna talk about 5 simple strategies. I think they're brain dead simple, just about anybody could learn how to do this, and these literally took me from working in a coffee shop to making my first $1 million. Let's dive in. All right, number 1 is high ticket, and not understanding this concept sooner is why I failed for my first 12 years in business. And I still see lots of entrepreneurs today making these same mistakes. So hang with me here, because what I'm about to share with you could save you 12 years of pain and frustration, not to mention tens of thousands of wasted dollars. So my first mistake was thinking that in order to be an entrepreneur, I had to, create something from scratch, come up with something of my own, create my own product or service, or kind of invent something. And that was the key to, taking control of my financial destiny. Well, it turns out that is the furthest thing from the truth. Right? But there I was thinking all the good ideas are taken. Eventually I realized that the smarter solution, the faster solution, was to just find somebody, a company or a person who had a product or service, and to sell that product or service for them and get paid a commission. Then I just focused on the marketing and sales part, the part that drives the majority of revenue, and they had to focus on all the tough stuff, the customer support, customer satisfaction, fulfillment, merchanting, and all the other drama. Well, when I finally figured out that, I ended up falling into another trap where I thought that the best products to sell were low ticket, something that anybody could afford. So there I was, getting plugged in with network marketing companies and trying to sell, products for $100 and $200 and $300. I'm dragging people to hotel meetings. I'm doing flip charts in coffee shops. I'm spamming people on social media. I'm making lists of my friends and family. And I'm going through all this hard work. And if I made a sale, I made $40, $50, maybe $100 at best. Well, it turns out that that was a complete illusion, right? But I believed, like many people believe, that the best product to sell is something that anybody can afford. Not true. When I finally had a mentor in 2012 that changed my thinking around this, everything shifted for me. I literally went from working in a coffee shop for minimum wage to 7 months later, I quit that job and had my first 5-figure month, and haven't even looked back since. I've done over $75 million in sales since then. And so the reason that this is true is simply this. So let's say that on this side, I'm selling a product that's like $100, and this is product A as an example. And then let's say over here we have product B, and if I sell product B, I make $1,000. So let's say that this product is $200 and I make $100 every time I sell it. This product is $2,000 and I make $1,000 every time that I sell it. What's the difference between these two numbers? Well, product B pays 10 times more money. 10 times more money in this example. Not to mention that there's products out there you can sell and make $2,000, $3,000, even more than that, right? So here I was trying to sell these low ticket products. Well, all that time I was missing out on these high ticket opportunities. And when you think about this, is selling that $2,000 product harder than selling the $200 product? Maybe, but it's not proportionately harder. It's not proportionately more difficult. What I mean by that is, yes, it costs 10 times more money, but is it 10 times harder to sell? Do I have to talk to 10 times as many people, get on 10 times as many phone calls, do it 10 times as many objections, talk to 10 times as many spouses, get 10 times as many rejections, run 10 times as many ads, message 10 times as many? No, I don't have to do any of that. They are not proportionately more difficult to sell. So in the amount of time that it's going to take me to sell this, I could also just be selling this and make 10 times as much money. And let's just be lenient here and say that it's 3 times harder to sell. Even if it was 3 times harder to sell, I'm still making 3 times the return on my energy by selling that high ticket product, right? So the bottom line is this. Most people tend to think that the way to have a successful business is to make just a little bit of money over a long period of time, so making lots and lots and lots of sales. But I promise you, it is actually a lot easier in my experience and in the experience of a lot of my customers and clients and tons and tons of my friends in the industry, it's actually much, much easier to make a lot of money over a short period of time than it is to make a little money over a long period of time. Understanding this one piece here, this one component here, radically changed my life. All right, number 2 is automation. Right now, typically when people think about selling something, they typically think, well, I got to create flyers. Maybe I got to build a website. I've got to create business cards. I've got to go around talking to people, go to networking events, spawn conversations randomly in grocery stores or whatever, message people on social media, post hundreds of times on social media, try to grow my audience, bug my friends and family members, all this sorts of stuff. But luckily, I had a mentor, the same mentor that taught me about the value of having a high ticket offer, also taught me how to automate all of the prospecting and selling component of building my business. So here's how that worked. Let me break it down for you. First, let's say that we have an offer, like I talked about, a high ticket offer, right? Well, then what I also did is rather than sending people over to the offer and contacting them and talking to them about it and all those types of things, what I did is I built this very simple website that we call a landing page. Another term for this would be a sales funnel. And on that page, I would create a very compelling headline that would pre-frame what the offer was about. And then I would give them the opportunity to enter their email or their contact information on that page. So there would be a contact form where they can then enter their name and email, or name, email, and phone number, or maybe potentially just their email address if they wanted to, these sorts of things. So when they did that as well, when they filled out that form, their contact information immediately went into my database, something called an autoresponder. I'm putting the initials here, AR, something called an autoresponder. So their contact information went into my database, and then they would immediately be taken over to the offer. From there, they could learn about the offer, they could watch a video about it, maybe watch a webinar about it, they could read a whole website about it, whatever, and they might potentially buy right there. But even if they didn't, it doesn't matter, because the beauty of having an autoresponder is that an autoresponder allows me to create a follow-up sequence on an automated basis. In other words, I can have 7 days worth of emails, or 30 days worth of emails, or 100 days, or even a year's worth of emails that continue to follow up with this person and send them back over to the offer. So you've probably heard the term, the fortune is in the follow-up, very common sales term. Well, the beauty of an autoresponder or a system like this is that the follow-up is happening on autopilot. So through these emails, maybe I'm sending them more testimonials, I'm sending them more proof that the product works, I am overcoming the common objections, maybe I offer them some additional bonuses if they take action quick. Sometimes I would even offer to get on the phone and answer any questions that they had about the offer so I could close that sale if need be. But think about what's happening here. Rather than going out all over the place and spawning conversations, getting in people's inboxes, messaging friends and family members, trying to bump into people at grocery stores, and doing all of the crazy stuff that most people talk about when they're trying to build a business, instead of doing all of that, what I did is I used some very simple online strategies, I'm going to talk about in just a moment, that just sent visitors to this landing page. And when they ended up on that landing page, they read the headline, it built up enough curiosity and intrigue, and if they were serious about the offer, they would fill out that contact form, they would submit it, and they would immediately begin learning about the offer. Now think about what's happening there. I'm not going out and pitching people, telling them, hey, here's what I got to offer, here's my business card, call me, and all these sorts of things. Instead, they're coming to a website, they're kind of learning a little bit about the offer and saying, yeah, I want more information. They're raising their hands and saying, yes, send me more information about this thing that could potentially solve my problem. And then those are the people that I get to focus on. Then I have an automated system that's continuing to follow up with them and generate sales over time, keeping the offer in front of them. And I'm not having to do all of the activity. Instead, I'm leveraging systems and technology and automation to do the activity so that I could build a business and have a life. All right, number 3 is simply running advertisements, running online ads. So let's talk about how this all looks when it comes together. So I have an offer that I can sell that's high ticket. Then I have this landing page that I'm driving people to that pre-frames the offer. And if they're interested in the offer, they can give me their contact information and immediately begin learning about the offer. And now, rather than going around chasing people, then I just go out and I place these simple little online advertisements all over social media, just like you see ads on the internet today. You know, when you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google, YouTube, and all sorts of places that we go online, we see these ads. Well, I did the same thing. It turns out that, you know, through a lot of these platforms, you can target people based on exactly what they're interested in. You know, what area that they live in, you know, other websites that they visit frequently. So you can really figure out based on their interests, like who, you know, based on what I'm selling, who would potentially be interested in this product that I'm selling. And what else might they be interested in? Well, they probably read books like this. They've, you know, follow authors like this. They go to websites like this. You know, they're probably interested in some of these topics. And then I can go in and I can dial that in. I can say, well, they're probably between this age and that age. They probably live in this part of the world. And I can figure out all of those components. I can dial that in. Then I can just place these ads online for as little as $1 a day and begin, you know, displaying a cool little advertisement to the people that are most likely to buy my offer. So now I'm not going out and chasing folks trying to tell them about this product or service that I have and convince them to buy my offer. No, I'm delivering these targeted little advertisements all over the internet. People are flooding to my page, reading a little bit about the offer in advance, saying, yes, I want more information. Here's my contact info. And then they immediately begin learning about the offer, and I can follow up with them on autopilot until they potentially buy it. Plus, by the way, this also means that I could also sell them other offers down the road of other things. In case they weren't interested in this, I could sell them other products or services that solved a similar problem to what they were originally interested in the first place. Think about that. And majority of this done on autopilot. All right, number 4 is I emailed my prospects daily. So let's map this out just one more time. We got the offer. That's the high ticket offer that we're selling. Then I have this simple little website called a landing page, which is the first page of my sales funnel that pre-frames the offer. Then I've got these ads out there that are driving people to that landing page on autopilot. Then when people are interested, they fill out a little contact form and they give me their contact information. I can use that contact information to continue to send them back over to the offer. And then what I did is I just began emailing my list daily. So people would, you know, hit this landing page. They would say, yes, I want more information about that offer. They would fill out the form. Their contact information would go into my autoresponder, my database. And I would already have 30, 60, 90 days worth of emails scheduled to go out with them. So every single day they would hear from me. But on top of that, every day I would wake up in the morning and I would sit down, I would check my ads, take me maybe 10, 20 minutes to check on my ads. Hey, are they working? If something wasn't working, I'd turn it off and turn on a different advertisement, these sorts of things. And then I would sit there and write an email to my list as well. So every day, my list was hearing from me about 2 times a day. They'd hear from me in the morning and in the afternoon. Now, would you agree that you probably don't read all of the emails in your inbox, right? Well, neither do all of these people. So I had to stay in front of them in order to keep their attention on the offer that I was selling. Now, of course, there's gonna be some people watching this and go, oh, well, if you email them too often, they're gonna unsubscribe or they're gonna mark it as spam or they're gonna be annoyed. Yes, there are those people, but those people were never gonna buy in the first place, so I don't care, right? I'm not gonna optimize my business for the weakest link. I'm gonna optimize my business for the strongest link, the person who's most likely to buy, and the person who's most likely to buy is not going to mark me as spam or complain or unsubscribe. Instead, they're gonna be reading my content thinking to themselves, man, maybe this is right for me. Maybe I should get this. Let me talk to my spouse about it or something along those lines. And those are the people that I'm catering to. So now imagine that my business was literally finding offers that were high ticket, building out simple little websites, running some simple little ads that drove traffic to that website where I was able to collect people's contact information. And every day I woke up, I checked on my ads, and then I wrote an email to my list. That was my day. And that's basically what I did for the next few years that ultimately netted me over $1 million. Now wait till you see step number 5. All right, step number 5, super simple. Repeat steps 2 through 4. That's it. Literally, once I had built this habit, all I did was keep repeating steps 2 through 4. right? I would, test out different ads. Over time, this ad might stop performing. I would try out a different advertisement, and then I'd try out a different advertisement, and I would just keep testing out different ads with different images, different headlines, different text, these sorts of things. And over time, as I was making more money, I could spend a little bit more on advertising, a little bit more on advertising. Eventually, I got up to the point where I was spending, $100 a day or a few $100s a day in a fairly quick period of time. But I would test out new ads, keep making sure that my ads were performing. Then I would, add more automated emails into this sequence. So when I first launched this whole machine, this automated machine, I would have like maybe 5 or 7 days worth of emails that were in there that were automated. But I would eventually add, another day or two and another day or two and another day or two to those automations. So eventually I'd have 60 or 90 or even 100 days worth of emails. So I knew that even if I took a vacation, or even if I was out at dinner, or even if I was watching movies with friends or whatever it was, my ads were on the internet working, driving people to my website. People would be opting in. They would be asking for more information about the offer and joining my database. And then even if I took 100 days off, for 100 days, those people would continue getting emails and being followed up with about the offer. And that meant that I could make money while I was eating, sleeping, or even on vacation. And then as long as I was plugged into work and wasn't on vacation, I was emailing people daily, right? I would just find another testimonial or find some maybe bonus that I could offer them, or offer the opportunity to, hey, just jump on a phone call if you're seriously interested, and I'll answer any questions that you have, these sorts of things. So I found some way in which I could send them an email that either added value to their life, added proof of the value of the offer that I was selling, or offered the opportunity to get on the phone, and I would close a sale right there over the phone. This is literally the 5 steps that I took, the 5 strategies that I used to make my first $1 million online and go from working in a coffee shop for minimum wage to making over $1 million in about 3 years or so. Now, with that said, a couple of things here. One is, if you would be interested in launching a business like this, I've got great news. You don't have to go out and find the high ticket offer. You don't have to build the automation from scratch. You don't have to run the ads from scratch. You don't have to write the emails from scratch. In fact, my team and I have figured out a way to do all of this on autopilot basically for you, and we help you set up the entire thing over the course of just 1 weekend. So we'll help you set up a business just like this. We'll help you set it up over the course of 1 weekend. It'll take you about 2.5 days, and we guarantee that you will get results. You will at least end up with subscribers on your email list at the bare minimum. And if you don't, if we fail to provide results for you, we will actually pay you back double the cost of attending. So there's literally no risk. And the cost is less than $100 to spend a whole weekend with us. I have tutors there, so you get one-to-one attention with you when you need it. I've got master trainers there that are gonna break down all of these steps in detail, show you how to execute on it. We make sure that you get through any potential tech hurdles. We show you exactly what products to sell. We give you the exact funnels, pages, and stuff that we're using to sell those products. We even run the ads for you and then show you how to run them yourself. And we guarantee that you walk away with subscribers on your email list, and you will actually even see several people over the course of that weekend earn their first sale online in less than 48 hours after getting started. There's no place else on the internet that offers this. Forget all the courses and webinars and coaching programs and this sort of thing. We will get it up and running for you in 48 hours or less, guaranteed, or we'll pay you back twice the amount of money, which means the only way that you could lose is by not signing up. And if you want to get information about that, then there will be a link probably in the description of this video somewhere that will break it all down for you, and you can go ahead and get signed up. With that said, every week I am dropping content on my channel about business, success, skill set, mindset, these sorts of things, the things that have helped me, go from struggling to making tens of millions of dollars online with my own business, both from a mindset perspective and a skill set perspective. And if that's the type of thing that interests you, make sure that you click subscribe, hit that little bell notification so you get notified every time I drop more content like this. At the bare minimum, if you liked this video, well then, go ahead and like it. That's just fair, right? All right, go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell notification, and again, if you're interested in having us set this up for you, check out the link in the description. I look forward to seeing you in a future video, my friend. Take care.